HDV Nadella. In previous class, we learned comparing quantities using proportion. In this chapter, we learned ratio, proportion, compound ratio, percentage, finding the increase and decrease percentage, discount, estimation in percentage, and profit and loss. Okay. In today's class, we are going to learn sales tax or value added tax. That is, in shortly, VAT. You listen the word VAT. Now, when you went to buy clothes, dresses, new dresses, or some goods, you listen the word VAT. No? But we don't know what is VAT. Now, we are going to learn VAT. What is VAT? VAT. VAT means value added tax. Value added tax. Okay. The amount collected by the government as tax on every sale is called value added tax. VAT is the charged on the selling price of an item and will be included in the bill. Okay? It is an increased percent of selling price. We already learned about discount. The discount is the decreased percent of selling price. But VAT is an increased percent of selling price. It is a state level tax charged on the sale of goods immediately when the goods are moved for sale. Okay? The percent of VAT is different for different items, not the same for all items. It was introduced in 2005 as a replacement for the earlier sales tax system. First, there is a system that is sales tax, but instead of sales tax, now we are using VAT. Okay? Further, understand this concept. I take an example. If the cost of a pair of shoes is 450 rupees, the sales tax charged by 6%. Find the bill amount. Here, in this problem, a cost of a pair of shoes was given. That is 450 rupees, and the tax was 6%. Then we have to find the bill amount. Okay. The cost of a pair of shoes is equal 450 rupees. Tax, sales tax is equal 6%. The tax amount is equal 6% of 450 rupees. That equal to 6 by 100 into 450 rupees. Here 0 cancel. 5 2s and 5 9s. 2 1s are 2 3s are. That equal to 27 rupees. Okay. Now the bill amount. We already learned the sales tax is the additional amount on the sale amount. Okay. 450 rupees plus 27 rupees. Then 407 257 rupees. Okay. In the concept of VAT, value added tax, why government charge taxes on goods like, okay, the government uses this amount, the collected tax amount, to service the people. To service the people. How to service the people? To construct roads, arrange the street lamps or water supply. Okay, like this. See the conversation. Ramaya has 10,000 rupees. He requires 15,000 rupees. For agriculture, he approaches an agricultural bank manager. Ramaya has 10,000 rupees, but he requires 15,000 rupees for agriculture. He approaches an agricultural bank manager. See the conversation. Ramaya asked the bank manager, "Sir, I need some money for agricultural purposes." The bank manager said, "How much money do you require?" Then Ramaya, "I need 5,000 rupees." Bank manager, "How long will you take to repay?" That means, how much time, what time you repay the money? Ramaya said, "After 1 year." Okay, bank manager, "You have to pay an interest of 6% on the loan along with the lent amount after 1 year. Bank manager said with the Ramaya, "You have to pay an interest of 6% on the loan along with the lent amount after 1 year. Then Ramaya said, "Yes sir, I will repay after 1 year the whole amount." Okay. Then bank manager, "Do you know how much you have to pay after 1 year?" Then Ramaya, "Yes, on 100 rupees I have to pay 6 rupees. Okay. So on 1 rupees I have to pay 6 by 100 rupees. In this way, on 5,000 rupees I have to pay 6 by 100 into 5,000 rupees. That is equal to 300 rupees. That is 300 rupees. So I have to pay total amount of 5,300 rupees. 5,300 rupees. That means when we need money, we go to borrow some other persons or from banks for our needs. Then bank or the person who lent money to us, he wants some more amount. He wants some more additional amount as interest. That is interest. Okay. Now we learn what is principal, what is interest, what is time, what is rate of interest. First we know the definitions of principal, interest, rate of interest and time. Okay. Principal. The money borrowed or lent out for a certain period is called the principal. The money borrowed or lent out for a certain period is called the principal. Okay. Next, what is interest? Interest is expressed as a percentage rate of the principal for a given time interval. Okay. Interest is expressed as a percentage rate of the principal for a given time interval. The official discovery of interest was found in 16th century. Found in 16th century by Jacob Bernoulli. What is rate of interest? Rate of interest, an interest rate is how much interest is paid by borrowers for the money that they borrow. Okay. This is the rate. How much interest is paid by the borrowed amount. Okay. Next, time. This is period at which money is borrowed or deposited. It is a period of time. Okay. It is denoted by the capital letter T. Okay. Principal is denoted by the capital letter P. Interest is capital letter I, and rate of interest is denoted by the capital letter R. Okay, now amount. What is amount? The sum of borrowed money and the total interest. Total interest together called amount. The amount is the sum of the total interest and the principal over a given period. Okay, these are all we learned in 7th class. Just we recall it. Okay, amount is equal by the definition principal plus interest. Okay, it is also write as A is equal P plus I, where A is amount, P is principal, and I is interest. By using this formula, we can find out the interest also. If we subtract the principal amount from the amount, we get the interest. We know the interest formula also. Okay, what is that? I is equal PTR by 100. Okay, amount. When you know principal, time, and rate of interest, we can directly find the amount by using this formula. A is equal P into 1 plus TR by 100. 1 plus TR by 100. Okay, this is the formula for finding in simple interest. Just we learn the formula for interest. I is equal PTR by 100. What is interest? Interest is the money paid by bank or post office when money is deposited with them. Okay. Also, it is paid by the borrower to the person or organization that lent money. Interest is the extra amount paid on principal amount with a earmarked percent. Okay. But how do we calculate this interest? When the interest is calculated uniformly on the original principal throughout the loan period. What do you call such interest calculation? Recall. What do you call such a interest calculation? As it is called simple interest. You already learned in 7th class. Okay. It is also an increased percent on the principal. Okay. Let us take an example to understand the concept or to recall the concept simple interest. Okay. Here I take an example. In that example, a sum of 2,500 rupees is borrowed at the rate of 12% per annum for 3 years. Find the simple interest on this sum and also the amount to be paid at the end of 3 years. Okay. What is the borrowed amount here? That is 2,500 rupees is borrowed. We take it as principal. Solution. Principal. It is denoted as P. That equal to 2,500 rupees. Rate of 12% per annum. That is rate of interest. R is equal 12%. Time. For how many years? 3 years. Time is denoted by the letter T. T is equal 3 years. Okay. Now we find interest. Okay. I is equal. What is the formula to find out interest? I is equal PTR by 100. I is equal P. Principal 2,500. Time 3. Rate of interest 12%. So that is 12 by 100. Okay. 0, 0 cancel, 0, 0 cancel. Okay. Now 25 3 are 75. 75 12 are 900 rupees. Now you get the interest is equal 900 rupees. Now what is the amount to be paid at the end of 3 years? Now we also find the amount. How do we find out the amount? If we add this interest to the principal amount, we get the amount. Amount is equal principal plus interest. That equal to, what is the principal amount? 2,500 rupees and the interest is 900 rupees. That equal to total 3,400 rupees. at the end of 3 years. Okay, here I take one more problem. Ramesh borrowed an amount of 100 rupees at the rate of 10% per annum from Srinu as a hand loan. After 2 years, he went to Srinu to repay his debt. Ramesh gave an amount of 120 rupees, and Srinu said he has to pay 1 rupee more. 1 rupee more. How did they calculate? Ramesh get 120 rupees, but Srinu get 121 rupees, 1 rupee more. Now we know what is the difference between their calculations. How much amount Ramesh borrowed? 100 rupees. Okay, at the rate 10% per annum. Okay, listen. First year, time is 2 years. After 2 years, he has to pay. Okay. In first year, principal amount is 100 rupees. Interest at the rate of 10%, 10 rupees. 10% on 100 rupees. Then we get 10 rupees. Then total amount 100 rupees plus 10, that equal to 110 rupees. Okay. For the second year, the principal is also 100 rupees. Interest at the rate of 10%, that is 10% of 100 rupees, that is equal to 10 rupees. Then amount to be paid for the second year, principal plus interest on first year plus interest on second year. Then you get the total amount, how much amount he has to pay after 2 years. Okay, that is 100 rupees plus 10 rupees plus 10 rupees, that equal to 120 rupees. In this way, Ramesh find out how much money he has to pay after 2 years for his lent amount. Okay, but Srinu solve this in this way. First year, principal amount is 100 rupees and the interest at the rate of 10%, that is 10% of 100 rupees is 10 rupees. The total amount is 110 rupees. Okay. For next year principal is 110 rupees. Next year principal is 110 rupees. What is the difference? Look, in Ramesh method, he take 100 rupees as principal for the second year. Okay, but Srinu take the amount after 1 year, that is 110 rupees, he take as principal for the second year. Okay, next interest at the rate of 10% amount to be paid at the end of the second year is 121 rupees. That means 10% of 110 rupees, that is equal to 11 rupees. Total amount, principal plus interest, we get 121 rupees. Here he get 120 rupees. Here he get 121 rupees. 121 rupees, 1 rupee more. That's why Srinu asked Ramesh to, you have to pay 1 rupee more to me. Okay. The difference in the two methods is 1 rupee. Why there is difference in both the methods? You can easily observe that while doing the calculation of interest for second year, Ramesh took principal amount 100 rupees, whereas for doing the same, Srinu took 110 rupees. We call the interest calculated by Ramesh is called simple interest. Why? Because here for the first year principal is 100 rupees and the second year principal is also he take 100 rupees. This method is called simple interest method. Okay. Do you know what do you call the interest calculated by Srinu? Do you know what we call the interest calculated by Srinu? In case of Srinu, the interest is calculated on amount accumulated till then. He takes the principal which was first year's total amount. He take first year's amount, take as principal for the next year. This method is called compound interest. What is this called? This method is called compound interest. Here the interest is calculated on amount accumulated till then. It is called compound interest. Okay. Which type of interest would you prefer? Ramesh calculated in simple interest. He calculated compound interest. Which method you feel better? In this method, we have to pay less amount than this method. So, we prefer for this method, simple interest method. In compound interest method, we have to pay more amount than simple interest. Now, what is compound interest? What is compound interest? Compound interest is the interest on a loan or deposit. On a loan or deposit calculated based on both the initial principal, and the accumulated interest from previous period. This is compound interest. Compound interest is the interest on a loan or deposit calculated based on both the initial principal and the accumulated interest from previous periods. Okay, this is compound interest. Now we are going to deducing a formula for compound interest. In the before example we discussed earlier, we observed that Srinu calculated compound interest. Okay, if it is a year or 2 year, it is easy to do calculations like that. But if you have more than two of years, should we calculate it in the same way? We feel difficult. Okay, is there a short way for finding compound interest? Okay, try to find a short method. Okay, a shorter way to find compound interest. Okay, for that I take the principal amount 10,000 rupees and rate of interest 12% per annum time 1 year. We know the formula for amount, that equal to P into 1 plus CR by 100 per annum. That means 1 year. Time is equal to 1 year. We also write A is equal to P into 1 plus R by 100. Why? Because here time is equal to 1 year. That's why we write like this. Okay. Srinu's method. In Srinu's method, first year principal is 10,000 rupees. Then amount is equal P into 1 plus R by 100. Now 10,000 into 1 plus 12 by 100. Here R is equal to 12%. That's why. Now 0 0 cancel, 0 0 cancel. 112 into 100, that equal to 11,200 rupees. We get the amount after first year. Okay. Second year, recall. Srinu take the first year amount as principal for the second year. So we take the first year amount 11,200 as principal for the second year starting. Okay. Now principal is 11,200. Then amount is equal A is equal P into 1 plus R by 100. 11,200 into 1 plus 12 by 100. Now we get 100 1 are 100 plus 12. 112 by 100. 0 0 cancel. 112 into 112. Then we get 12,544 rupees. For the principal 10,000 rupees and the rate of interest is 12% per annum. After 1 year, in compound interest, we have to pay 12,544 rupees. Okay. Now we generalize this. First year principal we say P1. Okay. Amount say A1. Then A1 is equal, here what? 10,000 is P1. So write in letters. Okay. P1 into 1 plus, here what is 12? 12 is R, rate of interest. So I write R instead of 12 by 100. Okay. For the second year principal. Second year principal we say P2, that equal to P1 into 1 plus R by 100. Okay. Here A2. A2 is amount for the second year. A2 is equal, here what is 11,200? That is P2. Okay. P2 into 1 plus R by 100. Now P2 is equal to here P2, that is 11,200. That is P1 into 1 plus R by 100. It is write as P1 into 1 plus R by 100. Here 1 plus R by 100. We know x into x is equal x square. Here we get A2 is equal P1 into 1 plus R by 100 whole square. Observe here, for first year we get A1 is equal P1 into 1 plus R by 100. There is no power, that means 1. Okay. P1 into 1 plus R by 100 whole power 1 after 1 year. Okay. After 2 years we get A2 is equal P1 into 1 plus R by 100 whole power 2. For 3 years we get A3 is equal P1 into 1 plus R by 100 whole power 3. In this way we can deduce the formula for compound interest for number of years, for n years. Okay. For n years, compound interest. By using compound interest, AN is equal P1 into 1 plus R by 100 whole power n. Whole power n. We deduce the formula for finding compound interest for n years. Okay. Do you understand, students? The amount of compound interest, simply we can say A is equal P into 1 plus R by 100 whole power n. Okay. Let us take a problem to understand this concept. Find the amount and compound interest on 8,000 rupees at 5% per annum for 2 years, compounded annually. In these problems, he particularly asked compounded. Use the word compound. Then we solve the problem by using compound interest. Okay. Here, what is the principal amount here? P is equal 8,000 rupees. Rate of interest R is equal 5% and time is equal 2 years. Here time taken as n. 2 years time. So here n is equal 2. N is equal 2. Now what is the formula? A is equal P into 1 plus R by 100 whole power n. Then what is P here? 8,000 rupees into 1 plus R 5%, 5 by 100 n. plus 5. Mixed fraction. 105 by 100 whole square. That equal to 8,000 rupees into, we know x square is equal to x into x. In this way, we can write 105 by 100 whole square is equal 105 by 100 into 105 by 100. Okay, 0, 0 cancel, another 0 also cancel, 0, 0 cancel. Here 10, 2 5 are, 2 4 jar, 5 2 jar, 5 1 jar. Now remaining 4 into 21 into 105. That equal to 8,820 rupees. Now the amount we have to pay after 2 years for 8,000 rupees, the compound interest is 8,820 rupees. In the problem, we want to find the amount and compound interest also. Okay, how do you find compound interest? How do you find compound interest? If you subtract the principal amount from the, if you subtract the interest, if you subtract the principal amount from the amount, okay, then we get the compound interest. 8,820 rupees minus 8,000, then we get 820 rupees as compound interest. As compound interest. Here, listen, 5% compound interest on 8,000 rupees per annum. Per annum. Okay. We are using the word compounded annually. Does it have any significance? Yes, it has. Because we can also have interest rates compounded half-yearly, quarterly, like that. Okay. When interest is not compounded annually, what do you call the time period? The time period after which interest is added to principal, it is called conversion period. What is called? It is called conversion period. When interest is compounded half-yearly, there are two conversion periods in 1 year. In 1 year, your compound interest is half-yearly, compounded half-yearly. So, in 1 year, there are 2 half years. Then, 2 conversion periods are there in 1 year. In 1 year, there are 2 conversion periods. When compounded half-yearly. Compounded half-yearly. If compounded quarterly, then how many conversion periods are there in 1 year? There is a fruit. We divide into 2 parts. Half. We make it as half. Then it has divided into 2 equal pieces. Okay? If you divide the fruit into quarter part, what is the quarter part means? 1/4 part. 1/4 part. We divided it into 4 parts. So, in 1 year, if you compound it quarterly, then we get 4 conversion periods. 4 conversion periods. Okay? In 2 years, if compounded half-yearly. In 2 years, how many conversion periods are there? In 1 year, 2 conversion periods. In 2 years, 4 conversion periods. In 2 years, 4 conversion periods. In this way, we find the conversion periods after we take that number as n to find the compound interest for the given situation. Okay. Again, what is conversion period? Okay. The time period after which interest is added to principal is called conversion period. Okay. Let us take a problem to understand this concept. Calculate compound interest on 1000 rupees over a period of 1 year at 10% per annum if interest is compounded offerly. Compounded offerly. Okay. To solve this, what is the principal here? The principal is 1000 rupees. The borrowed amount is 1000 rupees. Okay. Or rate of interest is 10%. Total time period is 1 year. But here we have to compound it oftenly. Okay. As interest is compounded annually. So there will be two conversion periods. In a year. So there are two conversion periods. So n is equal to 2. Now rate of interest for 6 months. Rate of interest for 6 months. Why you take it? Because here compounded and offerly. Compounded offerly. So we also find the rate of interest for 6 months for offerly. Then what is the rate of interest for 1 year? That is 10%. You know, half of it is 5%. Okay. Here when we compound it offerly, we take the rate of interest as 5%. Now amount is equal P into 1 plus R by 100 whole power n. Substitute the values. P is equal 1000 rupees into 1 plus R 5 by 100 where n is equal to 2. That implies 1000 rupees into 100 100 plus 5 105 by 100 to 105 by 100. Okay. 0 0 0 0 cancel, 0 cancel. Okay. Then we get 105 into 105 by 10. Then we get 1102 rupees 50 pies as amount. Okay. In the problem, he also want to calculate compound interest. So, what is the formula for compound interest? Amount minus principal. Okay. 1102 rupees 50 pies minus 1000 rupees. Then we get 102 rupees 50 pies. Okay. In this way, we can solve the problems on compound interest where offerly, compounded offerly also. Where do we use compound interest? Where do we use compound interest? Not only for calculating the interest, but it can also be used in different cases. For example, increase in population or decrease in population, the growth of bacteria, if the rate of growth is known, the value of an item, if its price increases or decreases in the intermediate years. For also, we use this compound interest concept. Okay, let us take a problem. Okay, the population of a village is is 6,250. in population is 8% per annum. Find the population after 2 years. After 2 years. Okay. Here the population of a village is given here. That is 6,250. It is found that the rate of increase in population. Here he gave increase percent. That is 8%. He want to find the population after 2 years by using compound interest. By using compound interest formula. Amount for compound interest formula, we can solve this easily. Here P is equal 6,250, R is equal 8%, N is equal 2 years. Here 2 years, so you take N is equal 2. Population after 2 years. Population after 2 years. We can find the population after 2 years by using this compound interest formula. Okay. A is equal P into 1 plus R by 100 whole power n. Okay. P 6,250 into 1 plus R 8 by 100 where n is equal 2. Now 6,250 into 100 1 100 plus 8, that is 108 by 100. Here power 2, that means 108 by 100 into 108 by 100. 0 0 cancel. 25 25 jar, 25 4 jar, 4 1 jar, 4 2 jar, 4 7 jar. Here 2 5 jar, 2 5 jar, 2 4 jar, 5 1 jar, 5 5 jar. What is the remaining here? 5 into 27 into 54. Okay, that is equal to 7,290. By using this formula, we can find the increased population. We can find the increased population or decreased population. Okay, here the population after 2 years is 7,290. At the rate of 8% is the increased percent. Okay. Today in this class, we learn compound interest, deducing a formula for compound interest, after we also learn interest compounded annually or half-yearly. Interest compounded annually or half-yearly. In this topic, we also learn conversion period. Conversion period. After, at the last, we learn application of compound interest formula. We use this compound interest formula not only in calculation interest in our daily life situations, for example, finding the increase and decreasing in population, okay, increasing cost price, increasing in rates, etc. Okay, I hope Very well. I give a assignment to you. Okay. I give just two problems. You try to solve these problems. Okay. Thank you to all.